Welcome back to another episode of Undiagnosed Baddie, your favorite daily 10-minute podcast. And today's topic is you can't compete where you don't compare. And I want y'all to take that in every which way that you can think about it. But I wish I could remember that girl. She's from DC and she did a whole little poem one time. And basically, it was you can't compete where you don't compare. And I wanted to talk about that when it comes to me and finding a job. I know y'all are going to be like, girl, okay, we get it. You think you pretty, you think you this, you think you that. And I do. Oh, okay. But when it comes to going in certain establishments, I've applied to I've applied to be a server. I've applied to be, y'all not even going to believe some of the jobs that I applied to, like crossing guard. And the reason why I applied to be a crossing guard is because it was at a particular school that I'm trying to, it's a very hard school to get my child into. But I was like, oh, if you work there, your child gets preference. So I was like, oh, what are they hiring for? This was the only thing that they had on the job board. Boom, let me hire for. Now, the entire crossing guard situation got X'd out of the budget, but I'm just letting y'all know because I have been talking about different jobs and people think I'm above certain things. We're gonna get into that into another episode. Let's focus. Welcome to Undiagnosed Baddie. Y'all saw I was going somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be. Let's steer back into the lane where I was supposed to be. So we're talking about you can't compete where you right, you can't compete where you don't compare. Like I said, so I've applied to some jobs, going into the jobs, and you could just see on people's faces now. As y'all see, my nails are done, my lashes haven't been done because I have been doing a I've been doing a skin regimen that makes me have to get into all the crevices. Now, I'd rather wear my lashes for special occasions or whatever, versus not being able to do my entire skin regimen so I can have flawless skin throughout the summer. I want a natural glow, beautiful skin, and that's where I'm at. So even walking into these places where I don't feel that I'm at 100, I might feel like I'm at an 80. I might feel like I'm at an 85 because, well, don't have the lashes. And people are still looking at me like, damn. And it's the confidence that I exude, right? So some of these places that I'm walking in to be a server, to work front of house, so those jobs where you get cash on hand every day, there have been some situations where people are like, oh, well, you can't work front of house, but you can clean the bathrooms or you can do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, that's not really what I'm looking for because the purpose I don't say that to them and it's just like, damn, you're gonna offer me a janitorial position and I didn't come in here for like that wasn't even on my resume or anything that I expressed to myself when I talked to you going in for this position, but this is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? You want me in the back cooking? I look like a line cook? No, bitch, I look like I eat the food. I don't look like I'm the cook, right? So going into certain situations, people do use their power to not hire you. But again, I have been blessed by the universe. And in my position, you can't compete with a God because you don't compare with the God. I really just want to say that it's really crazy how people's insecurities come out when it comes to getting a job where it's like customer service based, facing people forward facing, right? I got tongue tied right there. Oh my goodness. But that's just half of it. Like even when you sit back and think about it, and I'm gonna do a couple. I don't know if I'm gonna do a long form video or a whole bunch of short videos to say, hey, why do you lack the confidence that you lack? Why is it that other women intimidate you? Why do you feel small when other women, all they do is walk into a room? Why do you feel like you need to shrink yourself? Why don't you have the confidence that you exude any other time when they're equal, when there's someone that you feel that is on your level walks in? Why do you feel like somebody walking in asking for a particular position deserves to get put in the back and cleaning dumpsters? Like, what is it about you? Oh, okay. It speaks volumes. You can't compete where you don't compare. All the way around. You cannot ever, you might be able to deny me for a job at your particular place. You might want to suggest that I do the scrummiest job, take the lowest paying job, because that's how you think you're going to make me feel a particular way. You think you're going to make me feel inferior. And that's not something that you can do around these parts. Even when it comes to being outside, we know Bella loves to be outside, but you cannot compete where you do not compare. And that's just how that goes. You don't compare with me, because even if I walked into a lounge with this sweatsuit on that I've done worn literally in 75% of my videos, because I bought this outfit for the wintertime, I'm still wearing it because it'd be cold in my house. I got to put on clothes for the videos. It's May. Y'all see me in the same stuff. Y'all see people get on their podcasts and they fresh to death and all that other stuff. But again, the personalized experience that you have with me, the ideas that come out of my head, the confidence that I exude, the table touches, the attention to detail is something that other people cannot compete with me, because they don't compare on that level. Not taking anything from anybody else. I could have 5 of the baddest bitches right here, and we could be sitting here doing all of the things, and it'd be great. And it's not a competition, because I'm not comparing myself. Are y'all following me? Because I don't know if you are, and I don't think y'all knew where I was going with that. It's not a competition because I'm not comparing myself to them. It's only a competition when you compare yourself to somebody, and I'm not doing that. That's why I stay blessed. That's why the opportunities that do come. What I'm blessed with, I'm blessed with. What's for me is for me. I am not going to compare myself to somebody, because you never really know what somebody is going through or what they did to get there. Compare myself for what? There are things I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, you can't. We can compare, frivolous material things, whatever. Oh, your sales associate, you can, material, like I said, material things. But when it comes down to someone that's really secure with themselves, you're not going to say, oh my goodness, I want to compare X, Y, and Z. Because like I said, and I'm reiterating this stuff just simply because you really don't know what people did to get to where they got. To get to where they are. We could take MPD for example. This is my beet juice, baby. I'm trying to make sure my insides are right for when the time comes for me to be outside drinking. But even with all of the scandal that came out from MPD, DC police, all of the women in ranking were having sex with the other people to get their rank. I worked at MPD for 17 years. And I didn't get some of the top spots because I wasn't fucking. And I don't want to compare myself to somebody else who got that position, because I didn't have to suck dick under a desk to get my salary. Hello? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay, follow me. You never know what somebody went through. Even in the music industry, when they say, "Oh yeah, such and such," the baddest man on the block, the toughest guy on the block was sucking dick to get all his records pushed. Do not compare yourself. You do not have to compete with anyone but yourself. The competition with yourself is the only one that you have to win. You have to get up every day and do the things for yourself that you said you're going to do. And right now I'm motivating myself because I'm supposed to have my motherfucking ass in the gym, and that's what the fuck I need to be doing. It's 45 days until, is it 45? Somewhere in the 40s until G gets married, and I need to be skinny. And part of that is motivating myself too. Have you ever compared yourself to somebody? Have people ever compared themselves to you? Tell me how that turns out, because it's not always a pleasant experience. Welcome to Undiagnosed Baddie, y'all.